Well, thank you everybody for coming. I'm going to kind of talk about what we're going to do today. First of all, this modular box is really wonderful. It's designed by Tomoko Fusei from Japan. She's the queen of modular origami. And in her box, that's the reason I got involved. I became more obsessed with origami than I already was because of her work. And I love this box. I've been teaching it for years. And what's nice about it, it's very versatile because it holds things that, like all the things that we've been making, because of its slightly larger than 3 inch uh, dimensions in the inside. So it becomes a nice container for all the little goodies you've been making or have been showing. It's great for holding little small bits of collage fodder, whatever you want. It's great as a gift. And this is folded with the collage paper, all of the new collage papers, the neutrals, the all blues, and the other one. I forgot the name of that one, Phoebe. The one with the
Was it the
color
composition?
composition. Okay, so we have those three. I've been showing these new papers for a while now. I am really excited about these because they're made out of collage papers that I had designed, but they're also customizable. And we did that last week, I think, or a couple weeks ago. So the papers come in a huge array. You can see they're slightly thicker than normal origami paper, which, normal origami paper, in fact, I had a little piece here. I will show you. It's very more thin. I don't know if you can't see it. I don't know, but you could probably. Oh, and Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy and Louise. So this is the GSM, or the weight is lighter in, standard origami paper. And this paper is a little heavier. And if Phoebe, if you could tell everyone the GSM on this paper.
That one would be 81.4 GSM. So yes, it's like sturdier feeling.
Yeah, it feels sturdier, so it's wonderful for collage. It's wonderful for origami. Of course, it's origami paper, so it folds wonderfully. It's also acid free, so it's archival. That means you put it in your artwork, it's not going to deteriorate. So that is a really good feature. And this is the painted paper. I have stacks of it. I don't have it in the packaging because every time I get a sample, I take it out of the packaging and start using it, and then I'm amassing this nice little pile. So, but I'm going to show you the first thing is how I folded these boxes. And if I know that if I'd like it if you'd fold along with me, and I'll go fairly slow since I want to do two projects. Um, I've got only, 50 minutes or so. I'm going to try to do these fairly quickly, but if you folded with me before, I do go kind of fast. I'll try to go slowish. But the good news is this is being recorded. So if you miss a step, you find yourself getting behind, or if you just want to relax and watch, you will have access to the recording later on. So just so you know, you're not to worry. Now, Tomoko Fusei's books are available all over Amazon, I think, Japan Publications. You can find a lot of her books. The books that I like is her unit origami book and origami boxes. The book that this one came from is called Origami Boxes by Tomoko Fusei, Fuse. Just so you know, I like having diagrams if I forget, but I followed this so many times, I'll never forget this book. Okay, or this model. All right, so the first thing is you need 4 pieces for the top and 4 pieces for the bottom. And some of you who are with me today, I know you folded with me, you've done these before, and I've only got 3 here. Okay, so fine, it's like picking the paper is the most difficult part. But I'm going to use this for the top, and I'm going to use these pieces for the bottom, except I need to find a third piece. And I usually like to find something that's going to kind of go with it. It doesn't have to match because it gets kind of covered up anyway. The first thing we do is the well, surprise. Lily's from Surprise, Arizona. We're neighbors. And Jean from rural Arizona. I'm in rural Arizona, Jean. So I'm near Sedona. I'm in a little town called Cottonwood. So here we go. I'm going to do the top first. Okay. Now, if you do this, you're going to fold exactly the same 4 times. I'm going to show you the whole sequence of steps in one at a time. So the first thing you do is on this one, I have to remember now, is you fold it in half with the white sides together, being together. And make sure that like just now I just folded a little wonky. So I'm going to just readjust that fold. There we are. So that that is very lined up. You want that for sure. Safford, Arizona. Awesome. I've been, I think, through Safford. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this piece. I just unfold it. And then I'm just going to make this corner fold to the center fold I just made. Okay, like that. We're going to do all four the same. So if you miss this one, you can do it again. So now we're going to take this corner and match it up to the top corner. Like so. Oh, there we go. You know, folding is so relaxing for me. But if you find yourself frustrated, you know, which I could say early in my folding years, I got very frustrated. So it's just a matter of being patient and persevere because you can do it. It just takes a little bit of practice. So now I'm going to take this and I see there's a little fold, kind of a mountain crease here. I'm going to turn my paper so that the flat side is on my left. I've got a little mountain crease right here. And I'm going to, what am I doing? Oh yeah, that's not what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I'm keeping, I need to take this fold, and I'm going to bring it to this edge. So I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. So this basically, this edge is going to be folded in half and it's going to go straight across. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So just go like this. Okay. And it goes straight across like so. It might take me a minute to kind of, it's been a while, been a few minutes since I folded this. So I'm going to get into the swing of it. I didn't even practice this morning. Sorry, Phoebe. I forgot to practice this one because I felt pretty, you know, confident that I'd be fine. But and I
This
think
is
it'll be okay.
real folding with Karen
This is
Elaine.
this is real folding. To me, a 69-year-old trying to remember what she's supposed to be doing. Okay, so you've got this fold that's here like this. Okay, so now we're going to take this top and we're going to fold it in half this way. So I'm just going to take this point and I'm going to bring it over to that left edge, right to the left edge. See, that point matches the left edge. And then you just crease this on the side. Okay. And using this, I love this tool. It's our little creasing tool. Instead of a bone folder, it's made out of bamboo. You can sharpen it, you can sand it. I love this. It's a beautiful tool. It's great for creasing, for scoring, for letter opening. It's amazing. I love it. And if you get it dirty, you can wash it. Bamboo is washable. I love this thing. You can use it as a knife in camping, probably. Okay. So now what you have is if you look at this, you're going to see you have a crease here at the top, right? You've got this crease you just made, and you're going to take this raw edge and you're going to bring it up to this diagonal crease. I don't know if you see this, but I'm going to bring it up close. There's a diagonal crease mountain that's kind of going here. I'm going to take that and I'm going to bring it up to that. Here we go. So I'm bringing it up to that. I'm going to place my finger, and then I'm going to just take my tool and I'm going to fold it, crease it all the way to this crease, this little intersection. It kind of stops. You can see there's this crease that shows up. It's a little valley fold. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger I'm just going to drop that down. And I've just made one side of the box of the top. Okay, so that is one corner of the box. And we're going to do 3 more. So now that I'm back in the swing of it, hopefully I can make some sense. So we're going to make 3 identically the same. And I'm just going to go, and if you have certain, you know, if you're attached to a certain part of the paper, I guess you can try to fold the paper so some parts will show, but I'm not going to worry about it today. So I'm folding the paper in half, starting over again, folding it in half, like so. Now you could do another thing, I call it gang. You can do like a sequential folding. You can do all of the pieces, all the steps, which let's try this. All the steps kind of in a sequence, and this will help you get a more consistent fold, and it's just kind of a good way to kind of keep them all in the same direction. So I've got my little stack. I did my first fold, which is this folds in half. Now I'm going to do my corner fold. My corner is going to be on my left side, going up to the center. And I'm going to do that on all three of the remaining pieces, just like this. Okay. And if I want, I think I'm going to do, I see that this is here. I want that to show, so I'm going to fold that in. Or it might be not showing. I don't know what it's going to be. I used to know. Okay, so now you've got all three. They're all going the same direction. That's very important. Important. We're going to fold all three of these in half, point to point. So here we go. This goes this way, point to point, with that flat edge on the left side. Okay, we're going to do the same on this one. And we're going to do the same on this one. And it's funny about, I'm totally, when I met Tomoko Fusei, I felt like I was meeting Elvis. I mean, I was so, yeah, I just think she's amazing. She's the one that really, her work really got me. And meeting her and taking one of her classes was in New York City at the Origami USA convention was such a treat. And I still have that box somewhere. I'll never be able to fold that box again because it was so hard, but it was beautiful. All right, so now I've got these. All right, now the next step is we're going to take, now I kind of know what I did wrong. So, okay, back to this is the normal way. You're going to take the top flap and you're going to use, see there's a little, got a diagonal crease right up at the top here. You're going to just line that up to that and fold this right to this little corner, hits that top. And then this is a much better way to get an accurate, I did it wrong the first time, so I apologize. I had to take a minute to get back into the swing here. So I'm going to I've got my flat edge on my left side, and I'm going to fold that. You can see the little diagonal crease. Fold your corner up to that top edge, and then just crease. Now, if you find that the light in here is not very conducive to origami folding because I don't see an angle very easily. It's just all directional. So if you're in a room where you have access to, decent lighting that you can see, you want to just line that edge, this edge up to that right there. If I can see it and watch, there we go. Okay, there. Now we've got all three of those done. So you just unfold what you just did. Then the next fold is to turn everything over and make that long edge meet the crease you just made. I skipped that in the first one. This makes a much more accurate edge. And then just do that on all three remaining pieces. This one might be way off because I didn't do that important step. I'm just going to crease these. Okay. Now the last but not least is doing oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm going to fold this in half. So I'm just taking this long edge. I'm going to bring it up to the edge, to this edge. So this point comes to this edge right here. And crease. Give it a nice crease. This is your edge. This is the corner of your box right there. And then I'll do the same on all the others. With three more. Get yourself nice creases if you have a bone folder or a folding tool or back of I don't know, even back of your thumbnail. I always resort to that because I always lose the other things or misplace them. Now we have all three. They match. And now the last step is to take this. You see that diagonal? You're going to match this edge to that. Basically, these two match. They have to meet. So we're going to just bring this up and we're going to take that. It's laid right over that. And I'm just going to crease with my tool to the little valley crease and then drop that corner down. And there I have a beautiful corner. And I'll do the same on all of these pieces. I love Fridays for folding because it's such a relaxing activity. It is just paper. We just get into the flow of the exactness of it and the preciseness of it, and it really is very relaxing. Okay, so now I've got all my pieces, and I just want to make sure they're lined up. This is the fun part, the magic, when we put them together. So I've got these lined up, and I'm going to decide how I want them. Let's see, I think I'm going to kind of stack them the way I want them to be put together. So now I'm going to take the box. I'm going to hold one part in my right hand, one part in my left hand, going in the same direction. So the points are going clockwise. So I'm going to take the point, I'm going to tuck it in, and I'm just going to tuck it in, slide it into this little thing. You see I'm sliding that? I'm just going to slide it to about, 3/4 of an inch. So it slides freely. And then I'm just going to rotate it in my hand to pick up the next piece. And I'm going to push it in about just leave a little gap. And the next piece, I'm just going to do the same exact thing. And then the last piece, so I'm not sliding them together yet all the way. The last piece is I just need to get this piece into that, basically the same thing. And what you're going to do is now I'm going to have to turn it over because I need to push these tops into the flaps, basically. I'm just pushing them. And when you push them underneath, then they slide freely. You'll know when it's right because it's the only way it will go on. Look at that. I just surprised. It's so much fun to see the gorgeous, the details are kind of lost, but at the same time, you kind of get surprised as to, the pieces that you are showing. I just love it. Okay, so this is the box top, and it has a beautiful decorative edge or interior, and it makes it kind of strong as well. Top is done. Now you notice it's a 15 centimeter top, 15 centimeters for the base, same size paper. You don't have to cut it. Why is that? Well, because Tomoko Fusei designed it in a way that it's the folding sequence is a little different for the bottom, and it makes for a wider base. So I'm going to show you that one. It's a little easier to fold, so I'm going to start by folding them in half the same way we started. And this time I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to fold all 4 pieces in the same way. Just fold them in half, white sides together. Okay, now the next step is you take the bottom edge, fold it to the center, crease you just made. Do that on all 4. Okay, just kind of make it, just lay not over the crease, but right to it, and then crease. And same thing with this, is you fold and give that a nice crease. Just make sure it's lined up to meet the bottom. Now you've got all 4 pieces exactly the same. You're going to fold the whole thing in half, like so. Just make sure they're lined up. And we'll do this on all 4 pieces. Okay. Now what we're going to do next, so we've got all 4 the same. I'm going to take this corner, and I'm going to just bring it up to that vertical crease. And I'm going to do that on all 4. I love the weight of this paper for these boxes. They don't feel flimsy at all. Okay, next step. So we got all these pieces. We're just about there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to divide. This is going to be folded right here, a valley fold from this corner to that corner going this way. And then what I do is I don't crease it all the way through. You'll see what I do. Okay, so valley fold from here to here. So I just basically line up right here, and I kind of start my crease here, And then I do the same thing that I did with the other one. I'm going to crease that all the way until, there we go, do it this way, till I meet that valley crease that's there. You see that valley. Well, I'm going to just drop that down, and now I have one side of the box with a bigger, taller sides and a smaller bottom. That's how it fits. Same thing with this one, just fold it. Feels a little clumsy at the beginning. Don't be discouraged if it feels clumsy to you, because it just happens that it just feels clumsy at first. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do it. So you see what I just did? I folded that up to that crease, and now I'm just going to drop it down. Okay, 2. Yeah, gonna keep repeating. See, I'm looking at it and I want to do some crazy things, but really, if I just take that white area and just kind of look at that as the only thing I really need to fold, then it's easier to visualize. So I'm gonna just got my little crease down, drop it down, and now you have this 3-dimensional side. And one more time, fold that and crease it right up to that place, and then drop it down. We have all 4 pieces. Now, before the internet, before YouTube, I had a book. I had to figure this out with a book or in Japanese. They didn't even have it in English. And I remember several times I just I just had trouble because I couldn't see that 3D part. It just wasn't showing in the diagram very well. So I'm glad that internet is here and we can show each other. Okay, so now I'm going to put it together. Same thing. This is a little different. I've got the pieces all going in the same direction. So I've got like a flat edge and this flat edge. And this flat edge on the right is going to go underneath the one on the left. And then I want the little point to go under as well. So just slide it, but don't slide it all the way. Same as the other one. And I'm going to take the left side, slide it, doing the same thing that we did before. Left side, this a little different assembly. Now this one, what I have to do is I have to pick this all up. So I want that point to be up above. And then I'm going to need to lift this open. This takes a little practice, but once you get it, you'll be able to do it. Then I got all the components and it looks ready to go. I can turn it over to make sure all the little points are slid or underneath where they need to be. And then you just slide it together. Magic, magic. I love that. And then the box, it's got this beautiful little edge, nice folded bottom. And there we go. It fits gorgeous. I love that. So there it is. So that's the box by Tomoko Fuse. And if you wanted to do something a little sturdier, I did this out of painted paper. I did this maybe 2 years ago. It's much sturdier. It's made out of really thick paper, painted paper, and then I glazed it with something. I don't know what it was, but it's very strong. And I've had this for a long time. And you can see all the little things that we've made. Everything fits like it's supposed to. So there it is. I did that one. And I hope that if you didn't get to make one, I hope that you can come back to the video. So there we go. Is everybody good? Let me know.
We're
Oh, Elga's
good. Someone
here.
just joined. They said they're gonna catch up when we post the video, which honestly, so am I. So no
Yeah,
worries.
I figured it would be a little fast, but it is. I wanted to do the other one because I have half an hour to show you this. So I want to make sure that I complete this one. So now I showed this to my ladies that I fold with, my friends, and we actually did this little cute thing. This one I have to show you is so cute. This one is made with the collage paper. Oops, there we go. And I love how the little book turned out because it's already collage. It's already done. I just think that's so cute. So basically it's a book that's made out of several sheets of paper, and I'm going to tell you what these are. Now I'm going to explain. I kind of didn't realize this when we posted this this event, is when I went back to the person or the video that I had seen on YouTube, the artist or the creator of this model, I didn't ask for her permission to show this. So I'm not going to today, but I'm going to show you this version, which is my own take on it. So it's awesome. So, but I want you to know it's kawaii. Oh gosh, Paper Kawaii is the YouTube channel, and Phoebe has the link. She can put it in the box. And what you'll need for that book. And essentially the folding is similar to this one. So, you'll basically, once you make this one, you'll be able to make this one easy. So what you'll need for that book on that video is 4 sheets of plain paper. I've got pure paper here, but you can use 4 sheets, 15 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters. So basically origami paper cut in half, and then you'll need the same size for the cover. Okay. So that's for this little cute little square book. And since I want to respect her wishes, I will not show the tutorial because you can also go there. Okay, so that's I only just found out that maybe 2 hours ago. So I scrambled to figure out something that was kind of my own take on it. And it's different, completely different. So I don't think, I think it should be fine. Okay, so that one is these little cute little babies. They're so cute. You can make a whole little bookshelf and put them in your, you can give them away as greetings. I love this one. This morning I did this one. I love it. Okay, so let's go to this one, this version, which I think, and here I'm going to give you the dimensions. So I'll put this over here. Elka's here, yay. So this one, the tall book, which I'm calling this the tall book, like me, tall Karen, right? So I decided I'm gonna put this over here if you can read that, hopefully. Tall book. The pages you'll need 3 sheets of 8.5. Well, what you do is you take 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and you cut it in half to make 4.25 by 11-inch sheets. Okay. So this is extra in case I make a boo-boo, but I have 3 sheets here. And the cover is basically a piece of origami. And I'm going to show you. Basically, I can just take a piece of, I think I'll use this one right there, the one that's off the top. That's the paper I made. Remember, we did this. I don't know if I did it in front of you or not, but I did. This is one of the papers that I showed you last time I got together. So this is going to be 4.25, the same width as the paper. And I can't even see that. I don't know what that is. I think that's 4.25. I'm going to go to the caution to the save that for you never know. You'll need that scrap. That's what you'll need to make this book. You need 3 sheets of 4.25 by 11 and 1 sheet 4.25 by 6 inches or 15 centimeters. Okay. So that's for the cover. So I'm going to set that aside. This is easier than the other one too, by the way. So those of you who have folded it with me, this will be easier. So, and I think, this I got to show you. It's just so cute. So we got the little thing to hold it together. And then those little pages are so cute. I can't wait to fill them up with my own journaling, or I could, I don't know, all kinds of goodies you can do with it. But there it is. So adorable, right? I love it. And I'll just show you how I did the whole thing. Oops. Turn it around. I'll even make the band for you if we have time. All right, so there it is. So cute. Okay, so let's fold it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these, we're going to fold these, all 3 sheets the same exact way. So I'm going to take my sheet and I'm going to fold it in half lengthwise. And you just want those edges to line up. Okay, like that. Let's do kind of like the modular type thing, and let's fold all 3 strips the same way. Okay, so it's hard to see. You know why it's hard to see? I'm complaining about the lighting. Lighting is not the issue. I need cataract surgery and I need it now. So I will be getting it sometime this summer, and then I'll have a lot easier time. All right. So there, you've got all 3 strips. You got them, and really make a nice long, good crease. Use your tool. You want to make them nice and creased. And I like this paper, but you could use even washi paper. I didn't think of that. That would have been nice. I should have prepared for that. But even our Torinoco or some of our let's see which one the 6H would be really beautiful on this as well. All right, so now I'm going to take the paper and I'm going to fold it in half long ways. Okay. Give it a really nice crease. Let's do this on all of them. just fold them in half lengthwise, or yeah, that way. I don't know what to call that. But better creases you make, oops, I just noticed that this is off, so I'm gonna have to fix that. We don't want that to be off. Still off, but oh well. You also need a little white glue and a glue stick, just to kind of give you a heads up. All right, so now let's do some folding here. We call this, just take your fold, the bottom fold, and fold it up to the crease you just made. Okay, do that on one side and then turn it over and do it on the other side. So like this. So you've got a nice little piece like this, okay? So what you're going to do now is you're going to reverse this fold like this. So you have 1, 2, 3 mountain folds. And you're going to do the wave to shore method, which is you're going to take that mountain fold and bring it up to the top edge. And you're going to crease the paper underneath. So I'm taking it and I'm lining it up at the top, and then I'm going to really crease that layer underneath. Okay, do the same thing with the next mountain. Okay, and crease what's underneath. Take the next mountain and line it up, and then crease that thick layer underneath. And then lastly, take this edge and fold it up to that top crease. This gives you a pretty nice accurate accordion fold. You see you take your paper and look at it, you've got a nice accordion fold. You'll have a raw edge at the bottom and the folded edges at the top. So that's number 1, pages. All right, let's set that aside and do the same thing on these. I'm just going to take, I hope you're all following me. Okay. And we're going to just do this, and this is the first time anybody's done this on, this is like the first time I've taught it. So since I just kind of came up with it earlier today, so hopefully it'll be up there on YouTube in a few hours after this, if you can't do it today with me today. So you can see I just did this first one, and I'm going to turn it over and fold that top edge to meet the top edge, and then I crease underneath. So I have this, like so. I'm going to reverse the center fold so that it's one, so that everything is facing me. The creases are mountain creases and they're facing me. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that mountain crease and I'm going to bring it up to the very top edge, fold what's underneath, and really give it a good crease. This is going to help with those pages laying the way they're supposed to. This top edge goes up like so, and or the mountain goes up to the top, or wave to the shore, or mountain to the, I don't know, what would it be called? But the bottom edge goes up to that top edge and just crease it. And now I've got a nice little page where I've got like a text block here. And I'm going to turn over to make sure that the raw edges are facing down. Lay it right there. And one more. This is much quicker than the other one because the other one you had to use 6 or 7 sheets, I think, and you have to glue them all together. This is only glued in a smaller, much smaller, or less time. So there's less gluing, and I think that it looks really nice. So I've got I'm gonna reverse this center, and I'm gonna fold these up like that. And okay, wave to shore, wave to shore. Think of the waves crashing in, coming in, not crashing, just coming in. And the last is here. Okay, now I have 3 little pages going on here. Now, what you're going to do is if I try to put these all together, I don't want to just glue them end to end like that. That would be kind of strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these. I've got my first little block, and I'll make sure you see this. Okay, so this one here and this one here. Looks like you can see that, I think. I'm going to trim off this piece and I'm going to trim off that piece. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to take this last page like that. And I'm going to take this one, make sure I do it. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to cut that one page right off. Oops. If it's a little bit shorter, or if you cut it a little bit to the right of the crease, you'll be fine. All right, so what did I just do? Oops. I don't know what I just did. I hope I did it right. Uh-oh. I think I goofed because I should have gone. There we go. That's all right. It is what it is. You know what I can do? Because I had this thing upside down. So I'm going to try to, let's see if I can fix this boo-boo. It's possible. I'm going to try. Looks like I can. Maybe. Yeah. Nope, I can't. It is what it is. Oh well, that's okay. No worries. But what I did is I should have had, when I cut it, I should have had the folded edge picked upwards and it wasn't, but that's okay. So next thing is you will use some glue on this part. You can use white glue or a glue stick. And I'm going to use just a little white glue because it just makes it quicker. I'm going to take I've done it to all of them. I've been doing this to all of them. Here we go. All right. It is what it is. All right. I'm going to take this and I'm going to tuck it in here. Okay. And I want to just glue that, just maybe the edge of it, just a little bit, like just tiny bit, just enough to secure it. Not a whole lot is needed, but just enough so it doesn't slip out. I don't even think I'm going to do that side, but you could be more careful if you want. But you want your accordion, the goal is to make sure you have a page like that's a valley fold at the end. See, I have a valley folded at the end. That would be a nice book just like that if I wanted it only that big. But I did want to do this one. Oh, wow. I meant to do. All right. It's going to go. This is wrong, but that's the way it is. Let's see. Maybe I can pull it off. Maybe I could do it. No, it's not going to work. I'm determined. Okay. Hey, I did it. I think I can do it. All right. I
By
just,
the way, Karen,
yeah.
got a question. Is it gonna be all the folded edges up for all those three?
Yeah, in fact, I just fixed it. I was able to do it. I don't know, my brain had a little brain fart there for a second, but
It gives the rest of us time to catch up.
yeah. So I now have all the folds facing up, the folded edges are up, and I'm going to insert this last piece in there. And now I have, the most important thing is when you end it up, you're going to have valley folds on the two outer edges. So you can make this thing longer if you want. You can go as long as you want, but this one I'm just doing 3 sheets. And what I'm going to do is just kind of very lightly put a little glue in there. And I'm just going to make sure that that page is really in there as far as it'll go. And there I go. It's not the most gorgeous. I kind of blew it on that last thing, but that's okay. You know, it's my second book made like this. So I can't be, I want it to be perfect, but can't have perfection every time, right? So there it is. I've got my text block, right? Now this is where you will kind of adjust it. You will look at it and you'll go, oh, it's a little wonky. That's okay. You can still adjust it. You can kind of put it in your hand and just make sure that it's as straight as possible. That third page I kind of messed up is not doing so well. It's all right. I've got a clamp. This is kind of a thing you want to do. You want to take, if you take there's your valley fold here. My valley fold is here. I'm going to turn this over. This is my spine, okay? Now I'm just going to put a little glue, and this is where I saw the lady do it, and I'm copying that idea. I was inspired by her gluing. And some people will say this is not origami because you're gluing it. Oh well, I don't care. It's paper crafting. If you want to be purist origami, there are origami books where you don't, I don't know. I guess there are books you can make that you just fold and you don't cut, but this is not a classical origami. There's more of a paper craft. So I just put that kind of in there, but not just at the edges. And then what I'm going to do, kind of like how you would do a padded, if you're going to pad the text block, you just put a generous amount of glue like this. And then what I do, so I've got it kind of, you can see it's kind of inside or not in it, but I don't want to saturate it all through down the whole page or down the whole block. But I'm going to take my finger. I'm just going to gently kind of sort of guide that glue in there like this. Okay. And now it's a little wonky. That's all right. Our cover is going to cover up that imperfection. This is the time where you take a little clamp, if you have a bulldog, some kind of clamp, and you just clamp it together while you make your cover. So I'm going to set that aside. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. So now I have my cover paper. And really what you're going to do is your cover paper is double the, ooh, that is really wonky. Perfectionist that I am, I have to fix that. And you can still adjust. You see what I just did? I kind of adjusted that. And then while it's, now it should be better. It's straighter, much better. Okay. Now, if you look at your text block, it's double the height of your book cover is going to be double the height of your book, okay? But what I've measured is it's the same height as basically it's the same height as or 4 1/4, same height or same thickness. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center and I'm not going to fold it. I'm just going to kind of pinch the edges. Pinch, okay? So I've got a little pinch fold here. I'm also going to take my text block and put it next to me as a guide. Okay, so I'm going to take this bottom edge and I'm going to fold it kind of close to the edge or close to that center pinch, but not touching it. I'm giving it about a 1/16 of an inch, okay, of a gap between that pinch. And I'm going to kind of make sure I'm doing this right. If you want to, you can also mark with a pencil. Let's just quickly take a pencil here. If you want to do it like this, you can also go, just you want it to be a little bit farther, bigger than the text block. So I'm going to just take that and I'm going to follow that mark and I'm going to just fold it up this way. Now, the next way to make sure it works is just look at it, make sure it's not too much bigger. It's a little bit bigger, but not so much, that's going to be loose in there. I can even fold it up a little. Just going to go a little bit more, just like a hair. I'm adjusting that fold just a little bit. That's what I love about that. You can adjust it. Now, one thing you too is you're going to look at, whoop, that thing's stuck. You're going to look at your spine edge. Now you can think you have a spine edge and the block is, it's folding out. You see how it's stuck together, which is really nice. You're going to look at your spine edge and I see that it's about 3/8 of an inch wide. Okay. So what you're going to do, just kind of let that sit. Maybe I'll let it sit a little longer while I'm folding that. Is you're going to take your bottom edge and you're going to fold this bottom edge up to, you're going to bring this 3/8 of an inch down. So if I'm going to be really exact here, I usually just eyeball it, but I want to show you. There's 3/8 of an inch right there. See that little, right in that spot? I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to bring it up to that spot. Okay, see, I've basically just bringing it up to that. You'll see that will make sense in a moment. So I'm going to just crease that really well. Okay, now I'm going to unfold it, turn it over 100, just give it a total turnover. And now I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it about 3/8 of an inch below the top edge and give it a really good crease. And then what you have is your spine edge right there. And you don't have any creases in there. You don't have any marks inside. It makes for a nice edge. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our block and we're going to, this is about double the size as well, but I'm going to just kind of double check it. You want it to be, so I can see where I need to fold it right, maybe a little bit outside of that. This little mark right here, I'm just going to fold that right there. You can always adjust this if you need to. Double check it by taking your book, the spine edge, that crease right here is going to, yeah, there we go. You want this edge and you want it to kind of have enough room so that it will fit inside, but not be sloppy in there. So I just folded that. If I take my measurement, that's about the same distance, basically, 3/8 of an inch from that closest crease. And I'm going to give it a really nice crease. And then you can always adjust things if you need. But right now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the second piece, fold it to match. Basically, I'm eyeballing it now, but sometimes doing that, I have to readjust. There we go. My cover is done. This is a very basic cover. It's not reinventing the wheel. You know, we've been doing these covers since we were in grade school, right? Covering our books, but basically that's it. So now we have 2 pockets to put our pages in, and this isn't quite dry, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to hopefully that will slide in just fine. Yep, it should be fine. Now it looks a little sloppy in there. See how it's got a lot of give? And I'm going to be really picky. I'm just going to bring that up just a little bit, and nobody will see that because it's in the inside. But it just kind of helps. If you have a sloppy, you know, give there, you can always fix that. So let's try it again. I'm going to take my little book and I'm going to slide those pages, just one page into the cover. And I've got some time to show you the belly band. Yay, I think I do. And now, and these aren't dry, which I'm kind of doing this ahead of time, but that's okay. It should be all right. Taking this little end, the end piece here, and I'm going to slide, take that pocket, open it up, kind of maneuver that in. And I should have waited, but it might fall apart. But normally you'd want to take your text block and wait for that to dry before you do this. But I'm going to give it a shot. Hopefully it won't come apart. And you can manipulate your paper, slightly bend it without wrinkling it. There it goes. And just slide that in, and now it's beautiful. Yeah, it looks good. Now the decision is which is going to be the top and which is going to be the bottom. Yep, looks good. Now it pops open, which I can see I've given it a lot of room here, but that's okay. I like it being inside a little. But if you want to adjust it, I'm going to show you how you do that. Same thing. Just slightly change that fold, crease it a little bit closer to the center. I just adjusted it a hair. Excuse me. Adjust it one more because I like it nice and tight. Okay, there. And now we're going to just put the little signatures or whatever we call this text block. There's a term for this. I don't remember now. Maybe somebody could write it, tell me. Bring it back. Cover reminds you of covering your textbooks. I know exactly, Janet. That's what we did. It's like none of this stuff is, we're not reinventing the wheel, right? We're just taking old ideas and putting them into something new. Right, so now I've got that and I really love it, but I want it to stay closed like this. So it's got a little cool little belly band. So I'm going to take either the same paper or I'll try something different. I'm going to try this paper and I'm going to cut it into a strip. Let's see. There's all kinds of ways you can do these, but I'm going to just cut this one. It's 3 and I'm going to go ahead and cut it into 1.5. Cut it in, maybe that size. There we go. Cut it in half. All right. So I can use this other piece for something else. This is some paper that I had sponged, and it was a sponge painting with acrylics on the pure paper. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to fold it in half. I think that's probably good enough, just in half. Like so. So this size, just so you know, is 1.5. Oh, 1.5. Yeah, exactly. 1.5. And I'm going to really give myself generous amount of glue in the inside here, especially on the edge. And I want a lot of glue because I like the glue. Once that glue dries, it's going to mold and stiffen this piece of paper even more than it is. That's kind of why I love using white glue for these belly bands. Even if you're using thinner paper like washi paper, it's still going to hold nicely. So that gives me a nice, now it's kind of malleable right now, which is nice, and I want it to be because I am going to fit this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just start kind of giving, rolling and creasing along the edges, but I'm giving it some room so that it can open and slide off and on easily. So I'm just kind of doing that. And I'm going to trim these little pieces off, not too much, but trim them just a little like that. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to put a little barrier. You've got to put something underneath because if I don't, it'll stick. I'll just take a little piece of paper, stick that underneath, and then I'm going to put, excuse me, I'm talking too much. I'm going to trim this just a little more, I think. I'm going to just trim that a little bit and this a little bit. Don't want to trim too much, but I do want it to, there we go. Perfect. I'm going to put a little blue right here. So that's really on there. And I could wipe the excess glue off, I think. But you see I have that barrier piece because sometimes in the past I've glued my belly band to the actual book and then I ruined both. So this just needs to be kind of closed to where it feels like it's gonna slide off and on. And I kind of, there we go, like that. And now that should hold. I'm just gonna press that a little bit. And now I'm going to put a little fun thing because I had these little pieces, these little wonky bits, and I have some, I don't know what I'm going to put here, but it just found myself some fun little things to put on here, maybe that one. And I'm going to glue this leaf right on to cover that seam. This little goofy leaf that I made many, many moons ago. And I'll just kind of hold it there and give it a minute. And it should be on there. I'm going to go ahead and slide this off just to kind of give that a little better, just to get that glue to really bond. And I think we're doing good. I can't believe it. I think I've shown you both projects in the amount of time, and I think we did it. Yay. Okay, so I'm just going to take this little barrier off, this little goofy thing, just to make sure there's no glue really on that. And now I'm going to close that up and I have a really cute little book that I can put some journaling in. I just think that is so cute. Isn't that the cutest? So there you go. Does anybody have any questions? I know I went kind of fast, but I'm hoping that you were inspired to make yourself some tiny little books. Let's see if we
No
can
new
find.
questions, but this was a good one this is definitely one that I can see a lot of people going back to watch the recording and end up spending their whole weekend making a bunch of these. So we hope that you guys tag us in what you make because these are so cute.
And what's really neat about this? Okay, so you can make I know there's some origami models. Ooh, it's like there's my collection there. Origami models are bookshelves, which crack me up. You can actually make a bookshelf for these. And I think just these, to me, I love these are more traditional in shape than this square book, but they're all cute. They all have their own little magic. This one was made with pure paper and I stuck a little wonky little cutout on that. This one's just plain. I think this is the first one I made. So you can see each one I get better and better because the first ones were a little kind of a little off. But I love these with the belly band. I think I'm gonna just kind of show you a little close up of it. If I can get my camera to let me do that so you can see. There you go. A little closer. I'll go drag it even closer there. So there we are. We got
You
all of
know
our.
what, Karen? Somebody was asking what kind of glue you were using.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So my favorite glue of all time, and it's funny, the people who make it, they're right here in Cottonwood where I live. It's funny. Artglitter.com. This is called Art Glitter Designer Dries Clear. I know it's on Amazon. You can buy it. This is a 2-ounce bottle. I have a bigger bottle that I refill it now. And then you can buy these little critters are separate, but you want to buy the little applicator, and I don't remember. Let me see if I can find that for you. But they usually sell them. Here it is. So when you buy that glue, you can buy these little metal art glitter metal tip. It comes with a needle that to seal it, and it comes with a little metal thing. Now I've had this thing in like for 2 years, and I haven't had to wash it. I just kind of leave it in my drawer, sort of laying like this, and I just refill it from time to time. So 2 ounces, they sell it like this with the little, I think it comes in a set like that. And then my favorite glue stick of late, if you haven't tried it, it's another little Amazon wonder, is called Glue with a GLOO, and oops, duh, it's square. I love that. It's got a square tip, and it really is nice. It does a really good job of gluing. And this thing is the square end is where you rotate it. And this little dish that I store my little wonky small little collage bit, or focal points we'll call, that's actually our WC210 the Yasutomo little dish. It's perfect for storing your little bits that you might want to use for your collaging or for your bookmaking. And then of course the bulldog clips, these come just so you know, they come in like a variety of sizes. I bought some, you can get like small, like this one. Let's see how they come in different sizes. But I've got it to even, I don't even know where I did with the large ones, but there, see the 3 different sizes. So you can use that for for keeping your signatures together so that you can make a nice text block. And those are really, really handy to have because they kind of have a smooth edge. They're not gonna bash your paper in. So and everybody good?
We have,
Everybody's,
yeah,
oh,
well, we have two more sets of questions, so I'm going to
yeah,
read out both so you can take them as we go.
yeah.
One from Nancy. She wanted to know if you know any letter lock foldings. She knows two, but would love to see more.
Well,
And
what was it? I'm sorry,
uh,
what was the question again?
do you know letter lock folding?
I don't, but I'll certainly look it up.
Ooh, fun. All right, something new for us to learn. And then
Uh-huh.
someone else had some, and then Patricia had two questions. So first she was saying she watched one of your videos showing how to fold Hedi Kyle's diagonal fold book. Hope I'm saying that right. But she can't find the video anymore. Is it still available?
Oh, okay. So no, it's not. It's the Blizzard book. In that one
Okay.
I did in fodder school too. So I just took, I had the video up and it's down now, but I may bring it back up or a version of it. And I think if you just look up, Pat, if you just look up Blizzard book on YouTube, you probably find it. But I think that's the one. If that's the one you're thinking about, it's really long with all the pages. And if you don't, and if trying to think of another one, if you look up Hedi, oh, actually, it's called The Art of the Fold. That's the book by Hedi Kyle and her daughter. She and her daughter collaborated and wrote it. Beautiful book, and it has that book in it plus a whole bunch more. Hoping I answered that question. Any more questions that I don't want to miss any questions.
I think, oh, hold on, I see a few new comments. Oh, Nancy said that the Hedi Kyle video is also on her website, and then she gave the information Liberty Grove Paper Arts. It's the
Oh, I see
diagonal
it. Oh, hey,
fold.
oh, Nancy, very nice, very nice. I'm so glad. Thank you. It's a diagonal pocket fold. It is such a fabulous one. Thank you for bringing. So it's not the Blizzard book. Okay, thanks. I'm now reading I'm reading the posts, your comments. So the diagonal fold one. So I'm going to go to your site, Nancy, and I'm going to go see what that is. I know I've taught it before. I don't know why I would take it down. It was only the Blizzard book that I took down because I had it in fodder school and we didn't want to. It was just an arrangement I made with the folks at fodder school. I wouldn't have free stuff up there while we had something up that was a paid thing. But we will, and it's around. And definitely the book itself, if you want to invest in a nice book on amazing book structures, that book is beautiful and it's put together so beautifully. I always
Yeah.
like to buy books from authors, to support them, but also just because they're so, beautiful. I've got all of Tomoko's books in Japanese and in English. I don't have room, but I do have them. Anybody else? Okay, so I'm so glad. That, oh, and thank you. So thank you, everybody. Oh, what is the reference to the book? I just wrote. Oh, okay. So the one we couldn't demo, it's not a book, it's a website. If you go, oh, there it is. It's Phoebe's got it up there. Mini modular origami book tutorial from Paper Kawaii, and it's a YouTube channel. So if you go on there, it's an old video. She's had it up for years. But if you go up there, it's simple. You just take the papers that I told you about. You're all ready to go. You just do it, follow her. It's all music. You don't have to listen to her talk or anything. And it's very simple to follow tutorial. And the reason I didn't demo it today, I could have done it and asked for forgiveness, but I respected her wish because at the bottom of her video, she explained that it was her design and to not show it, not demo it, not diagram it, don't teach it unless you ask for my permission. And I didn't have time, so I just had to respect that. So that's where that went.
We got a brand new variation that is all Karen's own, which is pretty cool. You can
And
fit a
it
little
could
bit
be,
more
you know
stuff
what,
on the
it
pages.
probably is out there. I don't think any of my stuff, the reason I call it, it's mine because I just did it, but it could be other people who have the same thing up there. There's so many ways in like a lot of non-technical folds or, like that book cover has been done since we were in grade school. So not reinventing the wheel, just showing you a different way, with the papers the Yasutomo papers. So
That's right. But thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you, Karen, because this was so much fun. I was trying to fold along, and I think a lot of people were also just from the comments and questions. So we'll be back in another 2 weeks with another live stream, and let us know if there's anything that you're particularly interested in seeing, because we like to make these tailored to you all. But that's it. Have a
thank you
great
so
weekend,
much,
everybody.
everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And Phoebe, you have a good one too.
Oh, thank you. You too, Karen. Oh, and it's
Thank you.
Father's Day weekend, so enjoy celebrating if anybody has any special plans.
And happy Father's Day to father figures and fathers and mothers who do both jobs.
That's right. Yes, that was my family.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you all so
Take care,
much.
everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
See you next time.